mentioned the thumb down, but this is JJ Redick trying to, hey, look, everything that LeBron said, I want to explain to y'all what it is, which I guess is cool. Me personally, I don't think it didn't enhance my listening pleasure at all, to be honest with you, because I know the source of it is them trying to big up themselves. Like I said, they're fish swimming in the pond and asking you to be impressed by how well they swim. Listen to LeBron call out his teammates for not being able to recognize something that he recognized when he was 8 years old.
There's guys in the NBA that if you call a play or a coach draw a play to one side of the floor, they can't switch it in their head and do it and say, let's run it to the other side without the coach drawing on the clipboard.
Yeah.
I've never understood that. And I don't know. I never understood that. So if I say we're running thumb down angle, we're running on the right side. So because I have a left-hand point guard, he wants to come middle to a strong hand. He has the ability to hit the pocket pass with the left hand, has the ability to throw ahead, he's lefty, and also has the ability to throw back on the shake. But if I say, hey, we run a thumb down angle on the left side because now the right-hand guard coming right, I've had teammates that's like, oh, what do you mean? Coaches always, in practice, we only ran it from this side.
Yeah.
I could flip a play when I was 8 years old. No matter if it was just pass and cut, no matter if it was, let's run flex, but let's start on the left side. No matter if it was just, let's DHO, driving kick. The last one, all right, now let's just drive the baseline drive drift. If the forward on the left side is looking at the ball, you can slot cut. I could do that. I was doing that stuff when I was like 8, 9 years old, and my coaches would just be blown away. And
why throw your teammates? Why throw your teammates under the bus like that, man? I've had several teammates in the NBA who hasn't been able to flip a play if we run it on the right side, and if we flip it and say let's do it on the left side. He said he has teammates that can't do it. And he's been able to do it since he was 8. I thought they advertised this podcast as something like, hey, look, this is going to help the fans understand basketball. But all they really doing is trying to disguise what their real agenda is. And it's really to tell everybody how smart they are and how much of a savant they are. It's not for the listener. Like you're not going to get smart by, we already understand what a high screen and roll is. You telling us that y'all call it thumbs down or thumb up does what for us? Just say high screen and roll. Just talk like that. You get what I'm saying? Like that's not enhancing anyone's basketball IQ to help them enjoy the game a little bit more when they're watching it. No one's going to listen to episode 1 and then go watch the game and be like, oh, now I can really enjoy the game because I know when he did this, it's a high screen and roll. I just don't get it, man. I just don't. I mean, just listen to it.
There's guys in the NBA that if you call a play or a coach draw a play to one side of the floor, they can't switch it.
They can't switch it, but I've been able to do it since I was 8 years old. Man, that's unreal, man. One more.
Let's just drive the baseline drive drift. If the forward on the left side is looking at the ball, you can slot cut. I could do that. I was doing that stuff when I was like 8, 9 years old, and my coaches would just be blown away, and I wouldn't know where it came from. I have no idea. So to get back to your question, I think I was born with a sports IQ, and it could have been any sport, but I just think basketball was the one that I chose, and maybe I was chosen to do that as well. Yeah. And I just took it to a whole, as I got older and your mind you start to live it. You start to want to be a part of it. You start watching. I started watching the games, when I was like 19 years old. When I first started, I was watching just a fan. I was just a fan of Michael Jordan Anthony Penny Hardaway and Grant Hill and, those guys. I was just a fan. But then when I started playing the game, I actually started like studying what those guys were doing out on the floor and what teams were doing, how teams were guarding, how coaches were coaching, subbing patterns, time of possession. One thing that kills me, JJ, in our league, I'm gonna tell you what kills me.
Tell me what kills you.
The 2-for-1 shot at the end of quarters.
Are you going on an anti-crusade against the 2-for-1?
I understand.
So when I listen to first of all, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, I've never heard them throw their teammates under the bus and say, my teammates can't do this. I've heard Kobe Bryant say, somebody didn't work hard. If you don't work hard, I don't want you on my team. If you don't work hard, it's going to be hard to be my teammate. I get that part, right? But to say, someone's IQ level is low. I've played with people who can't do something I've been doing since I was 8 years old. Like, I just don't get that, man. I really don't be getting it. I don't understand what the purpose is of doing that. And somebody said I was reaching. I mean, maybe I am reaching. I don't know. And hopefully they say episode 2 is going to be more of X's and O's and whatnot. I like the way Kobe Bryant did his detail show. What I liked about that is he would take a team or a player and say, this is like when he did Jason Tatum in the playoffs. And he was like, this is what Jason is doing. This is how he could get better. And he made it about analyzing something and finding areas where he could be better at. And Jason Tatum said when he watched Kobe Bryant break down his game on detail, it helped him so much. And he said, man, it was just so great to have him critique my game and see where I could improve it. And I think he worked out with him the next summer after that. He went and worked out with Kobe, right? So that's real genuine to me. Open up the Mamba. So detail is one thing. Open up the Mamba Academy where he was really training people. Like Kawhi really showed up. Kyrie was there. Tatum was there. Who else was there? Paul George was there. There were so many different players. Candace Parker, a lot of WNBA females showed up. He was training so many people. That was real passing the torch and passing skill on to the next generation. That's real. Not going on a podcast to tell everybody how smart you are and how smart your teammates aren't. That's not the same thing. That's not teaching your fans anything. It's really not teaching your fans anything, right? Kobe Bryant did it where he was really asked questions and he answered them, and it was enlightening to a lot of people. He didn't go out there for the purpose to show you how smart he was. It just came off, and you knew he was that smart. He wasn't overdoing it and trying to do it and setting up whole podcasts just so I can big up myself and disguise it as I want to teach the fans what floppy is and what horns is and what thumb down and high screen and roll is, and flipping a play from left to right, from one end of the court to the other end of the court. That's not what it's all about. But that's all I wanted to get on and say about it, man. Phone lines are open. Phone lines are open. Let me hear your thoughts. And let me get to some of these comments too. Because I seen some of I seen one of my Marine brothers in here. Y'all, hey, we retired, man. So I don't want to say this and cause a fuss, but the Navy owned the Marine, right? I'm just saying. Greg Anderson, what's up, big dog?
Man, what's going on, man? I got so much to say about that narcissistic podcast. Oh my God, that was the worst. All right, look. First of all, that is a podcast that you do after you retire. Okay, the biggest criticism about Shannon Sharp's interview with Cat Williams, they said there was nobody that offered any pushback.
Right.
You want to impress me, JJ Redick and LeBron James talking about how smart y'all are? Have Jeff Van Gundy on there as well. While y'all going over all of these floppies and thumbs down. Because Jeff Van Gundy is the type of coach that'll tell you, like, yeah, you can do this, or you can shoot the pull-up jump shot.
Is that Jeff Anstan?
Jeff Anstan. Okay, another thing is, like with him coming out talking about how smart he is, all he doing is throwing Darvin Ham under the bus. That's what I ain't like about it. It's like, I'm so smart. You should listen to me. Darvin Ham might as well just resign tomorrow. He ain't got no chance of coming back tomorrow. No, but this is the biggest nasty work in the whole thing. He was in there telling people like his strategy, how he thinks. Now Draymond talk about the game, the overall game. They give like kind of like vanilla, like we did this. It's like vanilla game plan. LeBron in there telling you how he thinks. I hope the guy that the Denver Nuggets in the first round use everything that he said on that on that podcast to shut his ass down. Coming in there talking like he's so damn smart. You so smart. Why don't you be the coach of the Lakers? And then when y'all lose, you fire yourself.
Well, I mean, what did you think? What did you think about JJ Redick at the beginning when he was telling us about the floppy and the thumb down?
You know what? JJ Redick reminded me of like the third ranked student in the high school or whatever, right? You only get a valedictorian, a salutatorian, but he just want to tell everybody he's smarter than the two people getting an award. JJ, you wasn't like that. Now JJ was a solid NBA player, but come on, bruh.
Yeah.
Like we don't need pulling out no clipboard. Like, what does that do?
I mean, so you don't think it's useful in? I mean, like would you subscribe? Do you want to hear stuff like this from them?
I don't want to hear it no more. Now I'm gonna play that like when I can't sleep at night and I need something like that's only useful for like high school basketball coaches and people that have that personality. But as you stated before, they don't even play that style of play no more. So everything he said was irrelevant. When the last time you seen somebody running a pin down screen?
Some teams would do it. I know Golden State still do it. But it's not a lot. It's not a lot.
They got the person. When is that last time you seen the LeBron team run that set?
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? It's all thumbs down, angle, 45-degree angle, straight up, straight down. I swear to God, I hope the guy that whoever play him in the playoffs, they use that same game plan against them. Shut him down. And if he's so smart, how come he ain't figure out? He was so smart since 8 years old. How come he ain't figure out the San Antonio Spurs when he was 20, 22, 23, 24?
Because he had bums on his team, remember?
Oh man, come on, man. Look. Man, this guy, man, bro, today when I saw that, like I was watching and I was like, all right, let me fast forward a little bit. Maybe it'll get better. And then he even got to the point where he was answering questions that wasn't even asked of him. You know what really gets me mad? I'll tell you what makes me mad. Ain't nobody asked you that shit. All right, but I'm about to get off the phone, but I know the one person that should be upset. The one person that should be upset at that podcast is Shay Sharp. Because out of all of that meat glazing he's been doing for the last couple of years, he ain't never sat down on his show.
You know, that's funny. Because that's exactly what Draymond Green said this morning on his podcast. He said that. Yeah, he said, I got a bone to pick with LeBron because he go on a podcast and this is the first one he doing. He ain't did mine yet.
Oh, he said he ain't did. Forget Draymond. He should have been on Club Shay Shay. And imagine what the number. The reason why he ain't go on Club Shay Shay is because he invited Dwayne Wade over there, and Dwayne Wade spilled too much tea.
Yeah, he did. Dwayne Wade went over there, and Dwayne Wade went over there and said a couple of things. Number one, MJ's the GOAT. Number two, LeBron didn't tell me he was leaving Miami. I was pissed that he left. And number three, I don't know if on Club Shay Shay, I don't think he said this, but on another podcast he mentioned the reason why they joined up right after the Lakers and Kobe had won their finals against Orlando. That was the reason why that was when they made the decision. So
and it dispels the myth that when he was talking like, I didn't know what I was going to do. Yeah, right. Y'all so Kobe popping champagne like he won an in-season tournament, and then that's when y'all decided to rig the NBA.
Yeah.
But that's all. anything, man. That was disgusting, man. That was nasty.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was cringy. I thought it was cringy. But yeah, thanks for the call.
All right, good show, man. I'm back in the comment section.
All right, bet.